one of the 3 police officers involved in the killing of Breonna Taylor has finally been fired from the Louisville, Kentucky Police Department. The Louisville Courier-Journal reports that Brett Hankison is accused by the department's interim chief, Robert Schroeder, of, quote, blindly firing 10 rounds into Taylor's apartment, creating a substantial danger of death and serious injury. Not only was it a substantial danger of death, Breonna Taylor, an innocent individual who was sleeping in that room, lost her life, was killed as a result of this. The interim chief also released a statement saying, "I find your conduct a shock to the conscience," obviously speaking about Brett Hankison here. "I'm alarmed and stunned you use deadly force in this fashion. The result of your action seriously impedes the department's goal of providing the citizens of our city with the most professional law enforcement agency possible. I cannot tolerate this type of conduct by any member of the Louisville Metro Police Department. Your conduct demands your termination." Now remember, there were other officers involved, although Brett Hankison is the individual who fired his weapon 10 times, 10 rounds. And this doesn't mean that the firing will lead to criminal charges. There still are no criminal charges in this case. Neither the FBI nor the Kentucky Attorney General have announced any criminal charges against any of these 3 officers. And by the way, Hankison was previously disciplined for reckless conduct in 2019. So I know how much supporters of cops like to mention the records of victims who were gunned down while they're unarmed and doing nothing wrong. So let me just bring up his record. He's been disciplined for reckless conduct, but many cops have been in the past. And even the officer who murdered George Floyd on the streets was disciplined previously. He had dozens of complaints against him for police brutality specifically, and he was still allowed to work as a cop. And someone lost his life as a result of that, and that's definitely the case in the Breonna Taylor story.
Okay, so calls all over social media to arrest them as well. If you fired 10 rounds into a room you didn't see and you had no idea who was in it, you would definitely be arrested. It's not a question, it's a 100% guarantee. So the police chief's statement there was strong, though I'm incredulous about it. He says he's shocked to find gambling in this institution, to quote Casablanca. So no, why would you be shocked? There's dozens of these all around the country all the time. In fact, we have another story of a police shooting in California where again, they shoot a guy running away. Rayshard Brooks shot in the back. In Charleston, South Carolina, another shooting in the back a couple of years ago. I mean, how many, I can go on and I can take the rest of the show to tell you all the shootings where the cops either shoot in the back or without looking, shoot indiscriminately, shoot when they know someone is unarmed, shoot before asking if they're armed or unarmed, shoot people, 12-year-old kids with toy guns. And now you're shocked? No, you guys, you don't tell cops to shoot unarmed people. You don't tell them to shoot before you know what's going on. You just tell them the world is super scary. Do not ever take even 1% of a 1% chance with your safety or health, let alone your life. So everything you've ever told them is implicitly shoot, 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 shoot. Don't take any chances. So now you're shocked. No, there's nothing at all shocking about this. It's actually the banality of evil. What's really disturbing about it is how commonplace it is. But obviously, I'm glad he was fired. But if we don't change the culture of policing, I was gonna say later you'll find a statement, but literally later today, well, we have a statement for you of cops continuing to be shocked in another part of the country that that their colleagues shot indiscriminately.
Yeah, I agree with you on the statement. It's a strong statement, but just keep in mind that the police report on the day that, or I should say night, that Breonna Taylor was murdered was empty. That police report was blank. And by the way, it happened 98 days ago. So there was complete inaction until today, where one of the three was fired. And by the way, the mayor of Louisville, Greg Fischer, released a statement, and I just think this is super strange, but I want to run it by you. He said, unfortunately, due to a provision in state law that I would very much like to see changed, both the chief and I are precluded from talking about what brought us to this moment or even the timing of this decision. So basically, oh no, we're protected by state law. Don't ask us any questions on why it took 98 days for anything to happen after Breonna Taylor was murdered in her sleep.
Well, so that one's a little bit more complicated. So we don't know that law. And sometimes there really are legal restrictions that are maddening, where you really want to speak out and you're not allowed to. And so I empathize with any manager that has lawyers yelling at them, do not say anything, you'll be in even bigger trouble, etc. So I just don't know the particulars of that. But I wanted to add two last things here. I thought the person who should definitely be fired was the manager, whoever sent them in when they had already captured a suspect 10 miles away. And there was just absolutely no need to go into that house when there was no one to capture. There was just no point at all, clearly the wrong house, but they sent him in, and they not only sent him in, they sent him in with a battering ram. And then the only part of the form that they did fill out was they said that it was not a forced entry, a total lie. So to me, the manager, whoever that is in that context, is the one that is far more culpable. And then finally, cops across the country, especially in the slowdowns and calling in sick like they did in Atlanta, seem to be saying that they're outraged that they're getting fired for firing at folks when they view themselves to be in some degree of danger. And so they're saying, do you want me to hesitate before I shoot? I just want to be super clear. Yes, that's exactly what we want you to do. We want you to hesitate before you shoot, not to put yourself in danger, not if the guy has pulled a gun and is pointing it at you, but find out if they have a gun. Find out who they are. You're supposed to say, remember all the TV shows freeze, put your hands in the air. Remember the TV shows where they give chase instead of going, oh, the guy's running, let's shoot him in the back, right? Yes, in most situations, you should hesitate because you don't know who you're killing.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.